Welcome to 7 weeks of self-awareness journey. And I'm really excited and passionate about this topic of self-awareness because it has been instrumental for me in my journey and bringing about huge shifts in my life. And I hope that it's going to do the same for you. A disclaimer though, it does require us to do some work, and it requires us to consistently show up, be committed, and of course do the work that's required. And it doesn't have to be anything huge, just little things that as it builds up makes huge changes. So I hope that if you're ready and if you're saying yes to this, then grab your pens, grab your notebook, and let's get cracking. My name is Salma Ghaznavi, and I am the founder of The Magnificent Me. And I believe that we all have this magnificence within us, which is many at times suppressed and it's hidden. And this entire journey of our life is to so that we evolve, in my opinion, and we actually step into this magnificence. So this is what it's all about. And I hope that the topic that we are going to discuss today and in the weeks that follow will sort of give you some insights and give you some inspiration to move towards whatever it is that you desire. So without much further ado, the topic today is stages of change. And this model, it's also known as the trans theoretical model, which was developed by Prochaska and De Clement, and it was used for addictions, but it also has great use in other areas of our lives. And I have personally used it, and I even now use it all the time. It's on the back of my mind because I think it's very powerful for us to know where we are, in what stage we are as we progress through our goals, our desires, our aspirations, and so on. So the 5 steps, or the 5 stages rather, of this journey of change is: the first one is pre-contemplative, followed by contemplative, preparation, action, and maintenance. So pre-contemplative, and we'll go through each one. So actually the way I would like to explain it is perhaps through an example, and we are going to pick a fictitious person. So let's say Abby. And Abby is this vivid, lively, bubbly sort of person who's full of life, and she loves socializing, she loves being in company, and she's always gregarious and fun. And what has happened is she parties a lot and she loves eating, like I do too. I love eating. So she loves eating, and what has happened is, as a result, little by little, sneakily, her weight has been increasing, but she has not even noticed it because it happened so gradually that now she is at a stage where she's kind of overweight, but she's not thinking about it. It's not bothering her, and she's not wanting to do anything. So really, this is what we call the pre-contemplative state, where the urgency is not there, or the priority is not there. It doesn't hurt enough, or it's not even a matter, it's not bothersome, so nothing's being done. So that is the pre-contemplative state. Now Abby goes, and her friend Nat calls her over. So she goes and meets Nat, and she likes to hang out with Nat. And Nat announces to her that she's getting married in 6 months, and she wants Abby to be her maid of honor. And Abby is so excited and happy for her, and she's also excited to be maid of honor. What Nat says is that she has a particular pink gown in mind which she'd like Abby to wear for her wedding, and she has arranged for Abby to go to the local designer to get fitted. And so the following day, without wasting any time, Abby goes to the designer and she loves the gown that she sees. And as she's fitted it, wears it, and all that, she looks at herself in the mirror and she's aghast. She can't believe that that's really her. She sees all these bulges in the wrong places, and she tries to tuck her stomach in, and like the bulges are coming from everywhere, and she can't believe it. And she's really confused, and she's hurt, and she's angry, and she's going through all these emotions. And she just then walks out of the designer store, not knowing exactly how to process all this, because she's never noticed that she'd put on weight, and that now when she saw herself in the mirror, it started bothering her. So as she's driving in the car, she is thinking about it, and she's saying, have I really put on? And she's in a state of denial, and she's having this dialogue with herself. So she goes home and she tries to find her weighing scale, which was tucked away somewhere because it's not been used for years. She pulls it out, dusts it off, and she stands on the weighing scale, and what she sees shocks her. She's put on 10 kilos from the last time she had weighed, and she just can't believe it. And she's saying, no, this is not acceptable. I have to do something about it. So now Abby has moved from a place where she was not aware, or it was in the hindsight, the weight issue. And now she's at this state where she is thinking about it and saying that, yes, I do have, and perhaps I need to do something about it. So she's moved to the contemplative state. And now what she does is she's so restless, and she's thinking, okay, what can I do? And she's Googling, and she's looking, and she's, oh, I can join a gym, or I can go for dance classes. I love dancing, so maybe that's a fun way of getting rid of my weight. And she starts looking at healthy eating options and so on. And she decides, you know what, I'm going to do something about it. And she shortlists some of the gyms, and she writes out a meal plan for herself and so on. So she's now moving to this stage of preparation where she's preparing, okay, fine, so I can change and I can have this type of healthy meals, or I can look at certain gyms or dance classes and join. So she's moved to the preparation stage. And as she's doing it now, by the way, as I'm taking you through the stages of change, please relate it to a certain area in your life, because it's possible that you might be at one of these stages. And just contemplate and just think about it, just play around in the mind, so that you shine some light where perhaps there was some darkness. So anyways, moving on, she now identifies certain gyms and classes, and she goes and she calls, and so she identifies, okay, she wants to go to a particular gym which is in the vicinity, and she goes there and she signs up for gym membership. She even gets a personal trainer because she's really motivated. She's saying, all right, I need to lose 10 kilos in maybe 6 months is too much, maybe in 4 months I need to lose. So what is it that I need to do to keep on track? She wants her to be accountable, so she has a trainer, and so she signs up and so on. So now what she's done is she's moved from preparation to action, but not just signing is not the action. She's actually consistently showing up, and she's doing the exercises, she's eating healthy, and she's doing this consistently. And as she's doing it, she's seeing the results, and she can't believe it that she's actually starting to feel healthier and slimmer. And in a very little time, like 4 to 6 weeks, she can feel the difference, and she's elated, and she's saying, yes, I can do it. And she feels more inspired. The more she loses, the more inspired she feels, and she's feeling even more full of vitality and energy. And so she continues, And now she decides, okay, I am where I had planned to be. Now let me go to the designer and go on and try the dress. And when she does go to the designer, the dress is actually kind of loose for her, and the designer has to sort of alter it and so on. And she tries it and she looks fabulous. She feels so great, and it fits so well, it drapes so well, it sits so well. And she's excited and she thinks, oh my goodness, like if this thing had not come up, Nat's wedding, probably I wouldn't have recognized that I needed to lose weight. So there was something that happened which caused her to move from pre-contemplative to contemplative, to preparation, to action. And now she's all dressed up, she goes for the wedding, she looks fabulous, she's having fun, and the wedding is over. And now she's tempted. She says, I've lost the weight and all. I really want to go back. I love that, the food that she used to have. And, like sometimes she wants to slack off and not go to the gym and so on. But she knows that where she is so much better. She feels so much better. And it's not a trade-off for her anymore. She doesn't want to go back to her old ways. So she inspires herself. And sometimes, yes, she treats herself to burgers or, cakes and desserts and so on. But she's on track. So she's now moved from action to maintenance, because she understands that if she goes back to old ways, it's possible that she can gain the weight. So she goes into maintenance state. So really, this is the journey from pre-contemplative to contemplative, to preparation, to action, and finally to maintenance. And though Abby's journey seems quite smooth, and the progression seems smooth for each stage, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. In fact, it's hardly that way, because we tend to regress. Think about how many times New Year's resolution you have made, or decided to do something, and you have moved to the contemplative state, and then preparation, and perhaps you just got so stuck in that preparation state. Many of us have this thing about wanting to get it right, so we get stuck in this perfectionism cycle. We don't move from preparation to action, and sometimes we take the action and then we go back and we torture ourselves. So really, the progression is not as smooth. We go back and forth, but the thing is to recognize. So really, this whole topic today is just so that you can become aware. Think of one goal in your life, and what stage you are at. So really, you're just becoming aware of what it is that you set for yourself, and how you progressed, and where you are. That's it. No judgment, no self-criticism, nothing. You're just really an interested observer, looking at it and saying, what stage I am in this. I urge you to write this down, because when you write, you now have something that's documented, because today you might remember it, tomorrow you might forget. So you have it right there, and as we progress through the weeks, we'll build on it. So I suggest just write down which stage are you in for a particular goal, and really just keep that handy. If you want to write observations, you're welcome to do so, like I'm stuck in preparation state because I lack clarity, or I move to action but I find myself regressing because it's too complicated. If you have any notes for yourself, you can make it, but again, no judgment, no criticism. You're just being an observer. So that's it for today. Once again, just quick recap. We are looking at what are the stages of change. So it's pre-contemplative, where we are in a no state for change. And then we move to the contemplative, where we're considering it, and then preparing, looking at different ways that we can bring about the changes, and then we actually move to the action stage, and then how do we maintain it. So these are 5 stages, and we'll build on this and have some more insights in next week. So I hope this has served you, and I also urge you to share this, your insights, in the remarks below, so that everyone can benefit from it, and also you actually get to type it, write it, and see for yourself what it is, where you are exactly. So that's all for today. Thank you for being with me, and live your magnificence and let your light shine. Much love. Bye now.